Hey everybody, I just wanted to come on here and share something that the Lord placed on my heart this morning that I think is relevant for this time. So in 2002, I was pregnant with Victor, and I had just been to a yoga class, which was for pregnant chicks. And we were discussing how we were feeling, and everybody was talking about, how close they were to, to having these babies. And I was thinking, yeah, I'm kind of feeling a little bit like they are, but I didn't have any pain or anything. So finished a great yoga class, and one of the girls just encouraged me. She said, why don't you just go, maybe just call from the parking lot and just see if they want you to come in and maybe just get checked out or something. So I went into into my car and just called the hospital, and they said, we really think you should just come in. So I went into the hospital, and actually they had a wheelchair waiting for me, and I thought, nah, this is kind of weird because I didn't feel bad. I just had just been to yoga. And so they had Dr. Peck come in and check me out, and he sat down with just this grim look on his face, and he said, "Oh, my dear, well, you're dilated to two, and yeah, so if we do nothing, which we won't just do nothing, you're gonna have this baby soon." And I was shocked because number one, I hadn't been feeling anything different or anything unusual or any pain or anything like that. So they kept me overnight, and the next day did an amniocentesis, and just to make sure that there was no infection in the fluid, and then decided to do a cerclage to stitch me up. So, did that whole thing. A week later, I'm feeling not so well, like something was just really not good. And so I called the doctor, and they said, you really need to come in. So Tim came and got me, and we ended up there. And in the first time in this doctor's history, this was the first time he ever had a cerclage not work. Yeah, mine didn't work. And he said, we're going to have to put you on bed rest. Okay, I'm 23 weeks along. He says, ultimately, we can't tell you what to do, but we can advise you. You are the only chance this baby has. So whatever it is that you do will either help the situation along, or you're just going to have to let things, happen. But we're advising you 5 minutes up a day. And we're going to have some checkups, quite a few checkups, quite a few ultrasounds. But ultimately, you're going to need to lay flat on your back because this is a gravity issue. Okay, so at that point, I hear this news, right? My crisis is that I'm going into preterm labor. They've given me an option of where I can lay in bed till we get this baby far enough along, or I can do whatever I decide to do and take a risk. For 16 weeks, I laid in bed. I had 5 minutes up. I'd get up, take a shower, get pretty, and make myself feel as good as I could. Did some little weights in bed and just stayed the course. Stayed really calm, prayed a lot, read the Bible a lot, read to Victor a lot while he was in my tummy. And it made me think about what we're dealing with right now. What is our crisis? Our crisis is Corona. The coronavirus is here. Okay. The government has issued for us to stay home. Okay, so that we can help those people who are having to go into work, to put them in less danger, because they have to come home to their families. They still have to come home and go back in there and face the danger that is there. Right now, we don't know how long we're going to stay home, but we're in our homes. They're saying, hey, you know what? We're asking that you just stay home, but if you need to venture out, you can go to the grocery store. You can go to the clinic if you need to pick up, meds. I think through the drive-through you can go. But other than that, lay low. What were your first thoughts when you were told, hey, you know what, you need to stay home for a little bit? Your life is not in danger, but the people who you may come into contact with might give you the virus, and then you could pass it on to somebody who works in the medical field, or somebody who may have a serious reaction to it, or somebody who may get so sick that they die. Is it worth you staying home for the few weeks? Is it that much of a burden that you can't sit in your home, in your cozy home, to save somebody else's life for what is so temporary? It's a temporary thing. Yeah, we don't know how long. Yes, we've been at it for what seems like forever. I laid in bed for 16 weeks, and I'm active. I like to be out and about. I like to exercise. I like to do things. But they're not even taking that stuff away. Like, you're in your home, you can still exercise, you can cook, you can do everything that you need to do. You can walk in your yard, you can go out for walks, but just stay away from people for a little while. So that the people who also want to enjoy their lives, who also want to live a long life, who also want to enjoy the freedom that we once had, can be okay. It's just for a little while. It's a temporary setback. We can still see friends on Zoom. We can still pick up the phone and call and hear voices. We can learn new skills, create new habits, form new friends even. We don't have to stay in one position. We can actually move around our houses and walk around. And it's just for a little while. So I just wanted to leave this message to give you something to think about, because that's what God placed in my heart. And I hope you guys are doing well, and we'll talk to you soon.